Hello everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to create screenshots or how to capture screenshots of your game by programming it in directly with Python. And so what you're going to do is on your desktop, I've created a folder called Screenshot Folder. You can create a folder by doing right click, new, and then folder like this. And what you're going to need to do is you want to save your Blender project, so do file and save, to whatever folder you create. So I'm just going to call this project. And the reason why is that we need to have the computer needs to know where the actual script is going to be, or where to actually put the image. So that's why we need to save it first. Alright, now that we have this, let's go from defaults to game logic and go from Blender render to Blender game. And let's right click on our camera, and I'll just hit 0 to go into our camera view. And I'm going to have an always sensor that goes as every 25 keyframes. So always and then 25. Actually, I'll do 10. Alright, add a Python controller and connect it like this to your always sensor. Drag this out and do templates Python and then game logic simple. And delete the portion I've highlighted right here and hit control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. I'm going to rename this as picture scripts.py like this. Actually, I'll just call this script.py. Add this right here. And what we're going to need to do is we need to get the location of where we saved our project, so essentially the screenshot folder. So what we're going to do is do from BGE imports render comma logic, because we need both of those. And we're going to do path is going to equal logic.expands path. Like this. Alright. Now that we have this, what we're going to do is do render.make screenshots. And we need to tell it, we want it to go through the path, so it's going to find wherever our project is saved. And it's going to give the name image.png to our picture. So, if we hit play really quick, we should see that if we hit escape, we can now go into our screenshot folder and there's an image, and that image looks like this. And that's exactly the same as our game view right here. Now let's say you want to actually create multiple images. Because if you see right here, if I hit P, even though more than 10, even though it's obviously run the script more than once because the frequency is 10, if we go back into our folder, it's not creating a new folder, it's just overlapping it. So if we want to actually have it so we can get multiple pictures, what we can do is just change the name right here. So we can add a game property on our camera. I'm going to call this game property number, like this. And I'm going to have it so that the own number is going to plus equal 1 every time. So it's going to, every time the script runs, it'll add 1. And we're going to have a variable called number, or I'll just call it num, is going to equal a string of own number, like this. And once we have that, what we're just going to do is inside of our PNG thing right here, we can just have it so we can add the strings together. So I'm going to call file name, I'll call this variable file name, is going to equal the string of image plus num plus the string of .png. So this is just essentially going to say image1.png. So we can replace this right here with file name. And what should happen is if I hit P and wait for maybe 5 seconds, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something, I should be able to go back into my folder, and you see there's a bunch of images that have saved. Now they're all the same one, but you can see how this is useful, because you can actually program it in directly where you can say, take a picture when I click this button, something like that. Alright, I hope you guys find this very useful. There's the script.